Hi, everybody. CrossTalk FM is an English and Japanese bilingual freestyle podcast. In this podcast, we explore some cross-cultural themes and trends. I'm Andrea.
Hi, I'm Tomoya. このポッドキャストは英会話スクール&カフェを運営しているトモヤとアンドレアが毎週自分たちの周りで起きたことや海外のニュースについて英語と日本語でカジュアルに話している番組です。今回のエピソードはですね、アフターショーっていうね、レギュラーシリーズというかね、の終わった後に収録している番組です。
Yes, this is the more casual version.
はい。
Alright.
で、今回のアフターショーはですね、なんと、お便りをいただいておりますね。それについて
Yay! We got a response.
はい、お話をしていきたいなと思っております。
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
はい。ではちょっとリスナーさんからのね、ご相談でございます。
Okay.
じゃあ早速いいかね。
Sure, yes, please.
それではリスナーさんからの相談で、今年ワーキングホリデーに行く予定のバセコーさんからの、ご相談でございます。
Is it Baseco or Baseco?
ベースコーか。英語読みだとベースだけど、日本語のカタカナなんだろう、ローマ字読みだとバセコーだ。
どっちでしょう? I'm going to vote for Baseco.
ベースコーか。ベースコーさんから、ご相談でございます。
Okay.
最近仕事やパブに行った際に外国人の方から英語がうまいねと褒められることが多いです。しかしこれは日本人の中で上手という意味なのか、それとも外国人の中から見てもいい感じなのか、どちらで評価されているのか悩んでいます。私は自分の英語の話し方に自信を持ってもいいのかなと思っていますが、同時に、日本人の中でいいぐらいの感じでちょっと悲観的に感じています。アンドレアさんの経験や視点からどちらの意味で評価されることが多いかちょっと教えてもらいたいです。
Oh.
これからも楽しみにしています。頑張ってくださいとお便りが来ましたんで。
Oh, that's a difficult question.
そうですね。
Okay, so just to make sure I understand, this listener wants to know, so he goes or she goes to like pubs or other things, like work-related things, and they hear that their English is very good from foreign people, and they basically want to know if their English is actually good or good within the realm of Japanese people. Which is it? That's the question, right?
That's what he wanted to know.
Okay. So I think from my point of view, it's really hard to know which.
Because we haven't heard the way of his speaking.
Right. I haven't heard the way this person actually speaks. But also, I think as a foreigner, for example, if I'm in America and I'm speaking to someone who's a non-native speaker in America, I would never say your English is good. I would just, it's kind of a tarimai that they speak English because they're in America. So I would never compliment their English. Like that, the fact that they speak English is like very a tarimai. However, like when you're not in America or when you're not in England or Australia, when you're in your own country and you're speaking English, then it becomes a little harder to know if your English is really good on an international scale, like on the big picture scale, or is your English good like just within Japanese English speakers? So honestly, like in Japan, I do say to people, your English is very good. And usually I mean that I can understand what you're saying and we can communicate well. I don't really think about it in terms of Nihonjin no naka or Nihonjin dakara jouzu janakute, rikai shite communication ga toreru n da yo ne. That's my standard if I say someone's English is good.
なるほどね。
But also one more point is if many people are saying your English is good, I think you can believe it.
そうですね。
Yeah.
一人二人じゃなくて。
Right. If one person says, oh, your English is very good, maybe, but you don't really know. But like if 30 people say, oh, your English is really good, that means that they can understand you and they think your English is actually good, right?
そうですね。
How about you? Do people ever tell you your English is good?
I don't remember when I was studying English. I don't remember.
I mean like now.
Now?
Yeah.
いや、僕話す人あんまりいないんで、言われる機会は少ないですね。
オタクなので。
オタクなので、そう、外国人と話すこともあまりないですね。なので、I think he is very active in a way.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if you're going out to pubs and bars and, you're talking with different kinds of people. Yeah. Very socially active.
そうですね。
Yeah.
で、僕個人的にそういうところにあんまり行かないので、パブとかバーとか、外国人の集まるバーとかいろいろあるけど、行かないし、仕事はアンドレアさんとしかね話すこともないし、コロナの前は何人かね外国人周りの人が、コミュニティがあって岡山の中にね、そういう人たちと話す機会もあったけど、それも別にそこはもう知り合い同士だったからなんか今更上手だねって言われることもなかったけど。
No, but I can tell that they thought you were pretty good because the reason I know this is because they kind of tease you a lot. And that's a sign, like from foreign people, that's a sign that they think you can understand. If they joke with you, you can understand it. Or you can take it. You can take the jokes, right?
そうですね。
So to me, that's a hint. Okay, they think you can go with it and like they think you can understand the humor
そうですね。
joke back. So that's a point that means they think your English is pretty good.
そうですね。そこは実際あるかもしれない。英語を上手になってきたら冗談をね言うことがもうスタンダードになるんですね。
Yeah.
そのおめえアホだなみたいなそういうことをね。
Yeah.
とかもう shut up とかこう。
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty standard with like drinking buddies and stuff. Yeah, like people that you hang out with.
そうね。F you とかねそういうなんかそういうことを言うのが当たり前なんですよね。
That's a sign that they accept you as one of their own members. Yeah. When they bully you, that means they accept you as part of the group.
そうだからなんかそこになるとまたちょっと違うものが見えてくるかもしれないね。だからそういうノリを覚えるってこともいいかもしれない。だから、
That's a good point, yeah.
そうね。
That's a good point. Like nori, I think in English we would just like call that going with the flow. Being able to roll with something or roll with a situation. That's actually very important. And I found that when I was studying Japanese too, even if I didn't understand a joke completely, okay, I know someone's telling a joke. Ah, ha, ha, ha. You kind of go along with it. You laugh along. And then like eventually you will understand it. You do get to the point where you understand when people are telling jokes and why it's funny. But the nori, the being able to understand, okay, that's a joke. And then roll with it. That's very important.
So that's very important.
Yeah.
That's why I kept like kind of learning like American black jokes.
Okay.
But,
black humor. Yeah.
Black humor, yes.
Yeah.
And I think we have done that kind of episode back in the day.
Did we? Okay. About black humor.
Black humor.
Okay.
Maybe
some
just
people are very black. Like some people are very dark. And yeah, it can be kind of freaky, but it can also be really funny depending on.
そうね。だから結構ね、攻めた言い方する方が面白がってもらえる。お前は例えば言えないけど放送的にもね英語的にも言えれないけどもお前はこんなことがあっただろうって言われていやそれはこうでこうでこうなんだろうみたいななんていうかなお前がちげえよみたいなあははそうかみたいななんかこうちょっとなんか相手をね
抑えるね
抑え込む
特にね男の間にそれが多いんですよ
そうそう
That's especially a guy thing
そう
That's how men joke around yeah
ただそれねなんか疲れます正直わかるけどっていうのはあるね
Yeah
That's yeah
Yeah
まあそこはわからなくてもいいかもしれない
Yeah. I think the first step is like hearing, oh, yeah, your English is really good. And then maybe the second step is them inviting you out, maybe, or coming to see you again. And then maybe the third step is getting into that kind of relationship where you can joke with each other.
Yeah. そうね。I think so.
Yeah.
Checking your English level is actually difficult.
Yeah.
そう、自分の英語の上手さっていうのはね、なかなかわからないもので。
Well, I mean, if you're a textbook maker, you can, but for normal people, it doesn't really work for conversational English all the time.
そうですね。
Yeah, so I think it's Cambridge, and maybe Oxford also. They have kind of a scale where if you can do this task in English, you're this level. And if you can do this, and this, then you're a higher level. And if you can do this, you're like top level. They have like different tasks per level that you can assess. But I think it would take like a qualified instructor, a qualified tester to be able to talk with you and assess your actual level. But like that's not really necessary, to be honest, unless you're going to study abroad at a university.
Right. So
yeah.
In that case, maybe you want to learn like more humor.
Yeah, humor, casual phrases, a little bit of slang.
そうね。
Yeah.
英語は上手になっても、なんか礼儀正しい言い方ばっかりずっとしてると仲良くはなれないね。
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You kind of have to be able to talk a little bit of slang, a little bit of casual, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and have like a good grasp of like basic grammar and vocabulary too, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't really think like assessing your own level, I don't really think it's super necessary. As long as you can communicate with someone and you understand what they're saying mostly and they understand what you're saying mostly, that's probably fine, right? Yeah.
そうですね。
Yeah, for conversational,
そうですね。
to make friendships and, you know, to enjoy living overseas, that's enough.
How about you, Andrea-san? You have a like experience about like this kind of a situation, but in Japanese.
Yeah.
Someone else have told you that your Japanese very good or something.
Yes, but you have to know, and you're Japanese, so you understand. Japanese people have this culture of oseiji. We compliment people in America, but it's not oseiji. So, for example, I could literally just say konnichiwa, and they'll be like, "Nihongo jōzu." That's not really an assessment of like my language ability because I said one word and it was an easy greeting, right? That doesn't mean that I actually can speak Japanese.
日本語上手ですね。
Yeah, you hear that a lot in Japan if you're a foreigner and you can say some basic phrases.
So in American culture, you don't compliment.
No, not. I mean, we do, but not like that. Not on language ability.
言わないっていうことね。お世辞は言わないってことね。
お世辞は言わないね、あんまり。
なんかリップサービスみたいな。
Well, I mean, some people might in a business setting, but in general, no. We don't have the culture like Japan does of doing like heavy oseji. So in that sense, like if someone says, "Hey, your English is really good. How long have you studied?" Or "Your English is really good. Have you lived overseas?" I think you can take that as a compliment. I think you can say, "Oh, okay, my English is pretty decent," if they're asking. Yeah.
I see.
We don't really do oseji like that about language. Yeah.
お世辞はね。日本ではやってしまいがちですけどね。
Yeah, I mean, Japanese people don't do it for other things that Americans do, but the language and using chopsticks, yeah. お箸上手ですね。Yeah, of course, I have to eat every day. Of course I can use chopsticks.
最近ではね、アメリカ人の人もなんか箸の使い方をちょっと習ってるというか、
Really?
使う人が多いみたいなね。
I don't know about that. I don't know.
聞くこともありましたけど。
I don't know, but if you come to Japan, most people try.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you've lived here for any amount of time, you learn very quickly.
そうですね。そう、僕のちょっと個人的な経験から言うと、思い出したことで、 日本ではそんなにバーとかそういうとこにあんまり、岡山にそういうのがあんまりなかったっていうのはね、あるんですけど、オーストラリアにこうちょっとワーキングホリデー僕もね行った時に、初めてそこで銀行のこう口座を作った時に言われましたね。
Oh, really?
はい。
Your English is good?
Your English is good.
Really? Oh, that's kind of surprising.
おー、僕の英語通じるんだと思って。
思うよね。
そうそう、そこで初めてなんか英語を話せてる実感がちょっとついてきたかな。それまではその英会話の先生と話すしかなかったから。
Oh, wow. Okay.
だからthat's the one of the reason I wanted to travel to Australia.
Okay.
To check my English level.
Okay, to see if you can actually live in a foreign country and make yourself understood and have no problems living.
そうですね。なので、ここで行けるみたいなそういうのはあるかもしれないね。だから海外に行って言われると余計こう俺はできるんだって自信がねつくかもしれないですね。馬瀬コウさんもね。
Okay. Maybe it's because Australia has a working holiday system and they see a lot of people coming over on working holiday. We don't have working holiday in America.
Right.
We don't have that system.
Right.
But we do have a lot of immigrants. But we kind of expect them to speak English when they come to our country.
そこはカルチャーの違いあるかもね。
Yeah, so it's expected that you speak English.
In Australia, maybe they didn't expect it, the student or working holiday visa people don't speak English that well.
Right.
But they still have to deal with them.
Right.
っていうのはあるかもしれないけど、僕はそのエージェントとかね全然使わずに行ったので全部自分で手続きしなきゃいけないんだけど。
Good job.
他の人はもしかしたら全部手続きしてもらうからエージェントにね手続きしてもらってそういうことがないから、
okay.
もしかしたらそういう経験はしないかもしれないけど、
かもね。
So yeah, that was good experience for me.
Good.
はい。なのでワーキングホリデーにね行ってみて、どんな感じか実際のねレベルをつかめるんじゃないかな。
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Very good idea. It's a good chance to improve too. Because you're kind of thrown into the situation where you have to use English on a daily basis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you will improve for sure.
Yes. はい、今回はバセコウさんからのお悩みについてちょっと、お話をしていったんですけれども、クロストークはこんな風に皆さんからのお便りを募集しています。英語でのちょっとした困ったことや、海外旅行での体験談や自分が好きな英語の小説や映画の、話などぜひ教えてください、皆さんからのお便りを楽しみにしております。
Excellent. I hope we get more responses. This is actually really fun to hear from our listeners.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone has own problems about learning English or speaking English.
Yeah. And when I was a student learning Japanese, it was the opposite. We had problems learning Japanese. Some people were very good at grammar, and then some of us weren't so good at grammar. Some of us were good at kanji. Some of us were terrible at kanji. So everyone has their own problem area, or thing that they're kind of not confident about.
そうね。でテキストブックに書いてないこととかもね。
いっぱいあるね。
いっぱいあると思うんで、ぜひ皆さんの意見を聞かせてください。
Yeah, please let us know what your issues are. Like if you want to ask any questions about English, if you want advice on how to overcome something, if you just want to tell us about your experiences, overseas or learning English or, whatever, that would be great. We'd love to hear from you.
僕のちょっと思うこととしては、バセコウさんみたいにね悩んでる方、自分の英語が上手なのかそれともなのかって思ってる方はちょっとぜひねDon't compare 比べてはいけない、and be yourself 自分にもう正直になればいいというか。
Yeah, I think that's easier said than done, but I also really agree. I think that when I was studying Japanese, we all, as students, we kind of compare ourselves to someone else. This student, she's really good at kanji, so I can't show her my kanji notebook. Or this person's grammar's really good, so I don't want to speak with him because his grammar's better than mine. No one really cares about that. Just go ahead and be yourself. Keep trying to improve. Use that language. Use your skills and keep trying to, move up to the next level. And just have fun. Just enjoy doing it.
So, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Anyway, please drop your stories on our socials and let's get the conversation going.
Cool. Okay. Just to let you guys know, we're more than just a podcast. We're actually an English community too. Sign up for our mailing list to discuss episodes, share stories with us, and connect with fellow listeners. We're even planning to host English learning workshops someday soon. So let's build something together.
Sure, that'll be fun.
All right, that's all for this episode, guys. But if you like our audio podcast, please do subscribe wherever you're listening right now. Also, please rate and review us. Your rating helps other listeners find our podcast more easily.
And don't forget to catch our regular episodes releasing every Monday at 6 a.m. It's where we dive in deeper and explore our topic in depth. Make sure to join us and kick off your week in the best way.
All right. This is CrossTalk signing off, bringing you English your way every week.
Keep listening and keep shining.
Bye.